Hello and welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris and on today's video we're talking about a fragrance from the house of Guerlain. So I'm very excited about today's video. I cannot tell you how much I love this fragrance. I purchased it from a seller, but you can purchase it obviously on the Guerlain website or at certain Guerlain counters. It's part of their private collection called Les Arts de Matière collection. I'm probably butchering that, but the fragrance we have here today is Neroli Plein Sud, which is one of their newer ones. I think it's actually the newest one thus far, and it is a neroli based fragrance. And I have to say, neroli as a note can be a note that is very easy to kind of become boring. We are so used to smelling neroli in common household products like Febreze, Mr. Clean, different actual cleaning products and solutions that are offered to most of us for our homes. So to make neroli interesting is definitely a very hard challenge for a perfumer. And I feel like Delphine Jett, which is the perfumer for this fragrance, did a fantastic job. So starting off with packaging, you do get that beautiful Guerlain bottle. Just so you do know, these are customizable. So the little neck up here, you can change that robe color. You can also change the Guerlain actual stamp. You can also change the embossing at the top. This is all stock things that you're seeing on this bottle because this is originally supposed to be a tester bottle. But if you buy one from the actual store or even on the Guerlain website, you are able to customize your bottle to whatever you want it to look like, which is pretty nice. There's also that very beautiful bumblebee, which is so well known for the house of Guerlain. Guerlain is one of the best fragrance houses out there, if not the best. I mean, they've been around for such a long time. They have created some of the most beautiful masterpieces out there on the planet, and this fragrance is no exception to the rule. I have to say, when I was ordering, whenever I was gonna buy this fragrance, there was an option of getting this one or Musk Outer Blanc, I think it's what it's called. And I went for this one because it's the newest one. I thought people would be a little bit more interesting to it, but I thought the Musk one and this one would be interesting for the summertime, especially for you guys if you guys are interested in these fragrances. But they're so expensive. They are so expensive. So I was able to find it, like I said, discounted, and I bought it. It's a tester bottle. I don't get the pretty box, but you do get the beautiful fragrance, which is what's most important, right? So the notes for this fragrance are going to be in rock and neroli, ginger, vetiver, turmeric, cinnamon, clove, and sandalwood. And I have to say, this fragrance, the inspiration that it takes is from the author that writes The Little Prince, which they have done another fragrance in their collection that was, inspired off of the same author. This is inspired from his flight log, or, he was a big flyer. He used to fly a lot during, the era of World War II, those really old Red Baron airplanes. It's supposed to be inspired from him flying through the North African, continent, seeing those beautiful sands and those beaches and that warmth, and all of that is supposed to be put into this smell, into this bottle, into this fragrance. And I have to say, it is. This fragrance is marvelous. So starting off with the opening, you do get that neroli. It's very heavy up top. It's going to be from beginning to end that this neroli is going to be in this fragrance. Obviously, that is something we're expecting with the name of neroli. But you also get that beautiful ginger mixing with that turmeric, making this fragrance very unique, very different. Turmeric is not a note that we are so familiar with perfumeries, at least in the Western culture. It's something that's more of the East, but here it works very well with that neroli because it's going to be fresh. It's going to give you that beautiful spice-like smell. It's kind of like the inspiration. It is going to be sun reflecting off of that beautiful sand in the desert. And this fragrance has so much emotion. It has so much character. For a freshy fragrance, I was very surprised because typically whenever they are fresher fragrances, they tend to be a little bit more, I don't know, I don't want to be mean, but they kind of lack personality or, depth. They're kind of like a very pretty person that doesn't know anything about the world and they're kind of shallow. This fragrance is not that. This is going to be a pretty person that knows a lot and they're very intelligent. And I have to say, this scent very much shocked me, not only with the actual smell, but it also shocked me with the actual longevity. I tested this and by the 10th hour, it was still wearing, which I was shocked by. Not only that, but the next day I was smelling the clothes, and then the other day I went back because I have been testing this fragrance for a few weeks now. I went back to the closet to pick out a shirt that, had this fragrance on it, not knowing or remembering that I had sprayed it on it, and it smelled like this fragrance still, which baffles me because typically Neroli as a fragrance does not last very long. And in this case, it is a powerhouse fragrance, but it's not going to be one that chokes you out or makes you feel, overwhelmed because you're smelling this Neroli, this Febreze like smell like Neroli Portofino. It's just going to be very well executed because it's mixed with, like I said, that turmeric and that ginger. Then you get that warmth of that cinnamon as well, mixing with that clove. Very, very beautiful. And then the sandalwood in here is just a beautiful base for everything to be built on top of. It's a creamy sandalwood, just like, on Santa Alpau Rosa. That's a little bit more of a rough, a little bit more raw, a little bit more wild. And this one is a little bit more distilled, a little bit more creamy, but it's the same sandalwood from what I was reading on Guerlain's website. So this is the reason why these are pretty pricey. It's not just going to be because they are the luxury line of Guerlain, and Guerlain is a luxury brand in itself, but they're also going to be expensive because they actually source all of their ingredients sustainably. They also work directly with local people to actually be able to pay them a living salary and to pay them equally for all of the hard work they're doing for us to enjoy these fragrances. And because of that, you get a different level of actual oils. You get a different level of perfumery because there is so much integrity. There is so much, actual heart and soul poured into these fragrances, not only by the perfumer, not only by the people that are working in the lab to make this fragrance, but it goes down to the people that are picking the flowers, that are going to, cut the wood or do whatever they do to really get these fragrance essences for them to go into these fragrances. So I love that about this brand. Do I think the price is a little bit heavy? Yes, but whenever you're comparing it to other brands like Chanel's bottle, the same size as this one, is a little cheaper actually because this is 200 mils. They do offer a few sizes. The 200 mil for Chanel, I think, is 550 or it's 500. I'll list it down here below. So for Neroli Plein Sud, they have two sizes, available. They have what is going to be 100 mils, which is going to be half of this size, 3.4 fluid ounces. That is going to retail for 395 US dollars. So yes, it's very, very expensive. It's not cheap. I'm not saying it's cheap. I'm not saying it's anything affordable. It's not. It's luxury product. It's very expensive. But like I said, there's all that, really great craftsmanship behind it. If you get this size, which is 200 mils or a 6.8 ounce bottle, the price for that is $580. So it's $80 more than what Chanel's bottles are. In my opinion, I love Chanel. I think you guys all know that I love the smell of Chanel fragrances. Guerlain by far exceeds that quality because everything is still, almost everything. I mean, not everything can be natural in today's world, but most of the items in this fragrance are going to be natural. So that being said, it's a no-brainer to me. I would save my money up and get a large size bottle of this one. You can customize it. You're getting a great bottle. You're getting a great fragrance. And in my opinion, this fragrance is just beautiful. It is like going outside and smelling that fresh neroli. You see that sundown or that sunset, it's sparkling against some water. You hear the birds chirping, you see the sand at the beach, or, it's just being outside in nature and just having that feeling of content, or, you're just happy. Have you ever been to a beach or somewhere where you just reflect back on life and you're like, this is it. This is a beautiful moment that I will cherish forever. That's what this fragrance kind of smells like, if that makes any sense. It kind of captures that in a bottle. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree or they're going to say, no, it doesn't. To me, it really does capture that essence because it's fresh, it's light, but it has emotion, it has spirit, it has heart. And that's a very hard thing to do in fragrances, especially for a fragrance that was just launched in 2024. I do think that this fragrance is really worth the money, but that will be a decision that you will have to make. What do you think about Neroli Plein Sud by Guerlain? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know all of that down below. Just so you do know, they do offer limited edition packaging for the new launch. So I will obviously show you here on pictures that they have this limited range of packaging, which is going to be very much of the airplane. That's what the fragrance is named after, obviously, because of the flight logs of that author, which his name is down here. But let me know all of your comments down below. Also, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more fragrance related content. Until next time, hopefully next time my hair looks better. Bye.